Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Pup. We're back with week 3 of the ICP. This week we're taking on Prof. Seth, one of the admins, co-host of Pick'ems, blah, blah, blah. Great guy. Make sure you guys go check them out. If you guys did not see last week's battle against JV, make sure you go check it out. Clash of the Titans in that one. I mean, through 2 weeks, but you know, it is what it is. We took a nice 4-0 victory, which is really nice. We've lost 2 Pokemon through the entirety of these 2 weeks, which is great. It's been an awesome start to the season, so let's, you know, keep it going. Hopefully we'll be able to, you know, keep looking good throughout this entire season, unlike what we did last time. So we're in first place, 2-0 plus 10. Prof is 1-1 minus 2 after losing week 1 to Gravy and winning last week. Who did they play? I don't know. Some part of me wants to think it's CJ, but I don't know. I have no clue, actually, but whatever. Let's look at their team. They have an Iron Treads, which looks great into my team. I think Booster Energy Speed looks really, really strong. They probably just run some sort of, you know, Earthquake, whatever. Iron Head, blah, blah, blah. Ice Spinner for Lando. They probably run Rock Slide for Talonflame, Vikavolt, and then they hit everything on my team except for Keldeo for super effective damage. I guess the Gumshoos as well, but it's really, really strong enemy, and with that booster speed, it gets a great speed tier into my team. Even without it, it's very, very fast, beats out a couple of the Pokemon on my team, like the Lando, that I really don't want it to. They have an Ogerpon Wellspring, 110 base speed is really strong versus me. As we saw last week with the Ogerpon Hearthflame, could have been very scary. This one, not quite as scary for my team to switch into. The water coverage is just a little bit worse than the fire coverage was. It means that something like Ninetales can at least like pivot in, threaten it out with a freeze dry sort of stuff. So I can be in that sort of scenario. Gold is also a little bit better there as well. That can spam T-Wave in this game if I need it to. They also have a Mew, which is scary. It can do everything. You know, it can literally do whatever you want. It can be like Spikes, T-Spikes, all that sort of setter. It can be Dragon Hand Sweeper. It can be like Calm Mind Sword Power. It could be a lot of different stuff. It could just be like a bulky pivot. Does not have reliable recovery though, which is pretty nice for me, but can be annoying in this game. We also see Incineroar. Honestly, I don't think Incineroar comes this week because we don't have very many physical attackers. We have like Ogerpon, which if they're scared of, makes a lot of sense. But then stuff like Talonflame, Gumshoos, maybe Lando, you know, all those can maybe be physical. They're not really my best threats in this game, so I don't think Incineroar needs to come. It kind of gets cooked by stuff like Keldeo, even Landorus, stuff like that. So it's not great here, but it can help versus the gold if they're worried about that Pokemon. They do have Annihilate, which is really strong here. They can switch into some of my weaker attacks, like U-turn from Talonflame sort of stuff, flip turn from Keldeo if I do choose to, you know, do stuff like that. They can take that, get their Rage Fist boosted, and I think Choice Scarf Rage Fist looks really strong versus me if they do end up getting that later in the game, because my normal type is the Gumshoos. So I think that looks really good. What else do I really like from this Pokemon? I mean, Bulk Up in general is really strong because they can Drain Punch back their health versus almost everything on my team except for the Talonflame. Talonflame is the one thing that can kind of beat that, but if they are Choice Scarf, they can run some sort of rock coverage. I think they have Rock Tomb or something like that that can hit me, so it'll be a little bit tough. Weezing is also a little bit annoying because they can switch into Raging Bolt a little bit. They can at least pivot in, and they have other sorts of pivots like their, you know, the Iron Treads can obviously take on the Raging Bolt decently well, but they can pivot through the Weezing if they expect a Draco, which does look very strong in this game without the Weezing there. They can also set up T-Spikes, which are really annoying for my squad to deal with. If that happens, we are cooked here for sure. And then, you know, like spamming Toxic even is just really annoying for my team to deal with. It's going to be tough for me. They also have a Superior, which can contrary boost through my entire team. My Raging Bolt this week is more defensive, but once they get to +2, like if they hit me with a Dragon Pulse, it's kind of donezo. And my Talonflame is offensive as well. So Choice Scarf Leaf Storm can actually go crazy since I'm not bringing like Vikavolt to deal with that as well. I'm not bringing any Assault Vest or anything like that. So that Pokemon can be very, very scary. They also could go with some sort of Glare variant, but I think that it makes a lot more sense to go like Leaf Storm, just Scarf, or even something like Life Orb. I could see Heavy Duty Boots, even Assault Vest, you know, try to take a special hit from the Pokemon on my side, can be really strong. They have a Jolteon here. which can be good as well. They have like Weather Ball for my Lando. I think they have Weather Ball, right? I'm pretty sure. But they have Weather Ball for my Lando if I do end up bringing Ninetales, so that makes it scary. And then it's just really hard for me to swap into it. They have the Alluring Voice that can hit my Raging Bolt. I do have, that Pokemon can take the hits, and Hatterene and Gold, they can all take some hits. The Vikavolt as well, but it can put on a lot of pressure, especially like choice spec sets. You get that prediction right, or you even just like pivot with stuff like Volt Switch, Baton Pass, to get in your Scarfer threats, or Iron Treads, which can be a really big threat to all the Pokemon that defensively check that Pokemon. I think it can be very scary. They have Garganacl, which is also a little bit scary because Salt Cure. It's hard to switch into that, but I'm not too worried about it. Gold just kind of cooks it. We get to switch in and click the Make It Rain every single time. They can bring it if they want rocks versus my team, because I don't have the best ways of dealing with hazards, but I do have a Magic Bouncer and a Defogger on the team. And I've shown throughout 2 weeks that I'm willing to bring my Defogger, even though Talonflame isn't the best Pokemon on the team. I've been willing to bring it, heavy duty boots, and just spam Defog if I need to. They also have Staraptor, which I think is really strong into my team if they do want to just be like Scarf, Final Gambit. They take out something like a Landorus, like a Keldeo. They bring Ogerpon to 1 HP at the very beginning of the game. They take out my Hatterene. Anything like that can actually be very, very scary for me. So I could rate that Pokemon for sure. And then last but not least is the Trapinch. Little bit worried, not really. But Earthquake, locking in my Raging Bolt if I'm -2 special attack from a Draco Meteor can be a little bit scary. They can lock me into Gold. No, they can't lock me into Gold. I'm a Ghost type. They lock me into the Raging Bolt, which is mostly the scary thing. But they can also First Impression the Ogerpon if I do, set up and get to my Sturdy. So that is also a little bit of a scare. Let's go over what's going to be on my team. Got it over here. We have a Keldeo with a weakness policy. This Pokemon is super fun. I hope it's going to pop off here. If we're able to get a Trailblaze up, we're faster than everything on their team, and they're likely Scarfers. Will be faster than the Booster Energy Tusk. Will be faster than a Choice Scarf. Not Choice Scarf Superior at that point. Probably not, unless they're modest, which could make sense in this game. Will be faster than like Choice Scarf Staraptor, +1 Mew, +1 Annihilate, which is really nice. We have Air Slash, which at +2. Okos, the Annihilate, if they're not specially defensive. If they are, we need just a little bit of chip. It destroys the Superior. We have Aura Sphere, which cooks most of their team. They have the Wellspring that can switch into my Surfs, which I also have Air Slash for, but +2 Aura Sphere kind of cooks it too. So Surf and Aura Sphere are very, very free clicks, but Air Slash when we need them. Really strong. I don't want to miss it though. It's just scary, but we also can flinch with that move just in case we need to get it done. We also have a Choice Scarf Landorus here. This Pokemon, just make sure that the Superior does not just straight up win if they are like not the Choice Scarf variant. If they are the Choice Scarf variant, then we have to play to some outs. I mean, Talonflame 4 times resisting, Raging Bolt, blah, blah, blah. We have some resist for that, and they can miss, obviously. But if they're not Choice Scarf, then I can come into this Pokemon, click Sludge Wave, and it does a ton of damage. Poke Blast is also a very, very strong click into their team. Once the Weezing is gone, they actually just have no switch in. Maybe the Annihilate, I guess. They don't really want to switch in because they get destroyed by Earth Power, especially, Sheer Force boosted 2 times if they're going to switch in on that. It's not going to be fun for them to take that move. Then we have U-Turn, which is just really strong. Give us a lot of momentum and can put the Superior into range if we need it to be, because they don't just fully get straight up knocked out by a Sludge Wave. We also have our Ogerpon Cornerstone, which did a ton of work last week. That Pokemon went absolutely crazy. Spiky Shield, Ivy Cudgel, Low Kick, and Sword Stance. Low Kick allows us to deal with the treads a little bit better in this game. And we can hit the Garg for a lot of super effective damage, especially if we get to +2. We just knock out basically everything on their team. Not everything, like defensive Superior can actually take Ivy Cudgel. Defensive Ogerpon, defensive Mew, defensive Weezing Galar can actually take it. And they do have Intimidate Cycle potential with Staraptor and the Incineroar. So we'll see what happens with that. We have Spiky Shield for First Impression on the Trapinch, but it's not just for that. Helps me scout out for Scarfers because I do anticipate 1 or 2 Scarfers in this game. And it helps me just get a little bit of chip that I might need. If I'm not at +2, I think I can knock out the Iron Treads if I just get a little bit of chip damage. So if I'm able to catch them trying to, predict a switch into, anything on my team and click like an Iron Head or something like that, we get a spiky shield off on them, then it's really nice for me. You can also see what kind of move or what kind of item that Annihilate could be, because I could see protective pads or punching glove or whatever into the Talonflame. We also do have Talonflame as our next Pokemon, but we are not defensive at all. We are offensive. Choice Band. We are still Flame Body just in case we need to pivot on something like that Annihilate, on an Iron Head from Great Tusk, anything like that. Even like Power Whip or a Horn Leech from Ogerpon could be really nice to burn that Pokemon. But we are Choice Banded with Brave Bird, U-Turn, Flare Blitz, and Flame Charge. Really strong Flare Blitzes into this team. Really strong Brave Birds into this team. They only have a handful of resists for all those moves. And if Garg doesn't come, this Pokemon absolutely puts in a ton of work. Even if it does, we just U-Turn out for free onto it. And we just get Keldeo out that can click Surf. We get our Ogerpon out that can Sword Stance up. It just puts us in a decent position anyways. You know, they have nothing really besides that Guard that can switch into 2 Brave Birds or 2 Flare Blitzes. We're gonna be doing a lot of damage back to ourselves, but it's still pretty solid. In the late game, we can get a Flame Charge up that'll make us faster than everything on their team, including boosters, including scarfs, all that stuff. Even the Jolteon, which is the one worry that I'm not faster than to start. But once we get a Flame Charge up, I mean, we just keep clicking it, and with the Choice Band, that does a lot of damage. All right, next up, we're gonna have Bolt. Basically the same Bolt as last week, except for instead of Weather Ball, we have Body Press. And Body Press means that we can hit the treads on switch-in. So, you know, they switch into Draco, they switch into Volt Switch, Thunderclap, whatever. They switch into all that super duper easily. So I thought I might as well give that, you know, give that something at least. And I'm pretty sure my EVs are wrong on this Pokemon. Why didn't I change them? I didn't change them on any of these Pokemon, did I? Man, that's so sad. Why do I always forget to do my stupid EVs? I did it for my Keldeo. All the other Pokemon are like pretty similar sets. The Raging Bolt is actually just straight up max defense, max special attack, modest. So we have a lot of extra damage on the body presses. So it should be able to do some extra damage to them. Also, you know, it catches some of their Pokemon if they want to switch out, you know, like an AV Incineroar or something that I could see that I could do some damage to. Everything else, I mean, it's obviously gonna be nice to drop a Draco or click Volt Switch onto that Pokemon. Then we have Thunderclap just because it's really nice against the Ogerpon. It's really nice against the Superior if we need to. It's really nice against Choice Scarf Staraptor or Choice Scarf Annihilate, anything like that, just to be able to get that off. And then last but not least, we have our Alolan Ninetales down in the bottom right. We are in Aurora Vale with a Light Clay variant this week, which means that I should be able to get my Veil up, and then Keldeo should be able to take any move from a Mew, from an Ogerpon, from a Superior, from a Jolteon, from a Staraptor, anything from any of those Pokemon, even like Wild Charge or Supercell Slam, I guess, from the Iron Treads, Strange Steam, from the stupid Wheezing. We take all those hits and we're able to set up. It also helps my Ogerpon set up. It helps everything on my team just to be a little bit more bulky. So Moonblast, Blizzard, Encore as well helps us just a little bit. It helps us with the Annihilate. We can switch hard into that if I don't expect them to be Choice Scarf, or if I've seen a Rest or Bulk Up or anything like that. I can just Encore that. We see, you know, defensive Superior clicking Leech Seed, Glare, Sub, all that sort of stuff. I can take care of that. Garg wants to recover, I can take care of that. If Ogerpon wants a spike, if Mew wants a spike, anything like that, Encore it. If the, you know, same thing for the Wheezing, if they want to Pain Split, if they want to do any of that, then we just Encore it. And then I actually, you know, put myself in a really good position. I can switch out to like my Choice Banded Talonflame that they just don't have resist for. I can get up that Veil, like I said, sack my Alolan Ninetales, lock them in to a Psychic move on Mew, lock them in to a like Trailblaze on Ogerpon, something like that. Lock themselves into those moves so that my Keldeo gets in and is able to set up the Weakness Policy plus Trailblaze and hopefully complete a sweep here. But yeah, I didn't have as much time to prep this week as I usually do because I just moved. I'm in my new apartment right now. Wow. Really fun. Oh, also I got engaged, so that's fun. But yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to win this one. It was a really fun battle. I hope you guys do enjoy. Make sure you go check out Prof and all the other coaches that will be linked in the description. That's about it for me. Let's go to the battle. All right, what is good, everyone? We are here against Seth, the Pokemon Professor. I don't know if I'm doing an intro or anything like that. It is what it is. I am traveling, so no face cam or anything like that. They have a very scary team. I don't think I have a very good matchup, especially when I see them bring the Superior, which I think is really strong into me. Yeah, I do not like to see that. I kind of want to lead with my Landorus since I am choice scarfed here. Puts me in a decent spot versus basically everything on their squad. So I think I'm going to go for that. The idea was to lead with Talonflame, although I don't love it with this lead. I'm just a little bit afraid about like a final Gambit. But I think that's kind of silly, right? Maybe I just lead Talon here. Right, and as long as I don't hit a policy Mew or something like that, should be a pretty solid start for me. If I do see them lead with the Annihilate, I mean, I could just sack it, honestly. I don't need Talonflame here. So yeah, let's just go for that. Let's just go for that. But good luck, have fun to our friend Seth. We are hosting the pick'ems, so you guys better check those out with 6 Foot Hacks. So yeah, and I know they're a really great battler. Played them before, and it's always going to be a good time. We are going to see the Annihilate come out, which is kind of what I expected. See that thing probably choice scarfed, right? I really just want to click Banded Brave Bird. I could also Banded Flare Blitz, right? Into Annihilate. How much is that doing? Well over 50%. Honestly, yeah, I'm just going to Banded Flare Blitz. If they final Gambit, that's fine. I don't really mind if they do. I'm just going to do a lot of damage to anything on their team. If they're max HP, they're still taking like 80% maybe, 70 to 80. If they're no HP, it's like 80 to 90-ish. Which they might just be scarfed and they might U-turn out. And I might get a Flame Body burn as they just hard swap. So something is taking a ton of damage. Probably Wheezing. Yeah. Wheezing Galar. This should might get to a KO'd actually. Like easily. Very easily 2-code. Now, is this Pokemon a problem for my team? T-Spikes are. T-Spikes definitely are. So I'm just going to click the button. I'm just going to, lay the load down. I'm going to pick up a KO off the bat here. So at least we're going to do something, right? So that's a solid start for me for sure. They just have no way to switch into this at all. And they're kind of more offensive. Yeah, maybe like a max roll on max, or if they're like very specially offensive, I think that's a decent roll for us. So that's what I'm expecting. If they were no HP, I would have done more for sure. So they're like max HP as they're going to withdraw again. What are you going to, man? Sleep Token. Okay, Wellspring. All right, Wellspring, take almost 100%. Love to see that. I mean, you can Ivy Cudgel all you want, right? I mean, maybe I just sack. I could just sack, or I could swap. I could swap and go Raging Bolt, which I don't hate at all. Like, this Pokemon looks really strong versus them right now. They just do not switch in. I think we'll go Raging Bolt here. We'll go Bolt. If they play rough, it's a good play. But they shouldn't do too much. And then I probably just click Body Press versus them. I'm max defense, max special attack. So kind of fun. As they double out. So maybe after treads. No, okay. That's fine. The Wheezing Galar, I mean, you're max Spadef, right? You're still going to take a lot. I think you probably just straight up die to this. I really want to body press on this turn, right? On the predict. Can I afford that? I don't really think I can. But we ball. We ball, right? This thing super dies to T-Bolt. I'm just going to go for it. If this bites me in the butt, then it's tough. I'd hate for them to get a Pain Split off at this point, or to get T-Spikes. Ah, dang it. Okay. It is what it is. They're just gonna pain split. So good play for them. I kind of want to click it again, but I think I'm just going to T-bolt on this turn. The idea of them getting a T-spike up is really scary for me. So I made the wrong play there. If I T-bolted, I would have been in such a good position, man. And they're probably going to swap here too. They got in my head. Oh no, they stay in. Okay. Do we see T-spike? They play rough. They're going to burn my Roselli, which is fine. They're going to burn that. I mean, I really want to press again, right? I think I'll just T-bolt, though. I've shown them the body press. I'm not afraid to go for it. Right? They're going to make the play this time. Body press wouldn't even be doing that much. Erratum, this is probably treads. Yeah. But I mean, what are the odds that you're actually going to attack me here? Right? Do you try to call this Talonflame? It comes hard out here. Honestly, you probably do. Do I want to keep this Bolt around? If they get their Stealth Rocks up, it's a scary spot. Let's just go Hard Flame. Right? If you end up being like a special variant in Steel Beaming, then we're in a solid spot. They might Volt Switch also. And they can go back to Wheezing, make some plays. I'm just going to go with Talonflame. If they knock it out, that's okay. Yeah, they do. They call it with the Rock Tomb. So good play by them. Not really too big of a deal. So I can go Lando and click like a Focus Blast and Earth Power. I can go Keldeo. I could go Keldeo here. Right? And go for a Trailblaze. Get my speed boost up. Or I can just go Ogerpon and click Low Kick. I like it all. I do. Maybe Ogerpon's a little bit better in this scenario. Save my Keldeo for when I have the tails out. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna Low Kick into you. If you swap or do anything crazy, that's fine. So I'll just Low Kick to get a ton of damage off on this guy. They are going to withdraw. No big deal. No big deal at all. You're going to go back out into the 8, which is okay. I mean, it's scary, right? If this thing is bulk up. But leading it on a bulk up set, I doubt that's what you do. Unless you're taunt as well. I'm a Spiky Shield on this turn. There's just no way that you're lead bulk up. You've got to be lead Scarf, which looks really strong to me right now. Unless if you're just clicking Final Gambit, then that's fine. But if you bulk up, then you're also like, am I Encore, which I've ran. We'll see. Are you going to bulk up? No, you're going to CC. So I'm assuming this has got to be Scarfed. This is definitely Choice Scarf, right? Probably, I mean, maybe Adamant. Definitely Scarf, though. Oh, wait. They're not Scarf. They are Protective Pads. Okay. Protective Pads. Interesting there. I mean, I could go something like Landorus. I don't love my position. I think I need Keldeo to do some work here. I could SD if I really wanted to. And then just get a really strong Cudgel off. I think I'm going to do that. So that they don't get their HP back from Drain Punch. If they get themselves to -1, then at +2, Ivy Cudgel should be able to knock them out. Or at least be a roll to. So yeah, we're just going to be +2. And I'm just going to click the button, right? It's a free Cudgel. At -1. This is going to do a lot of damage to you. And they might be some HP investment, right? But being Protective Pads, I don't know. If they're 0 HP, it's in my favor to knock them out here. So we will see. They also might be afraid of Horn Leech or something. Maybe not the best situation for all these plays, but they do withdraw. So, I mean, they're giving me a free +2 cudgel. Yeah, they're just going to sack the Wheezing, which is great for me because they were Levitate. So we're going to pick up that KO. It means that my Landorus gets to click more freely right now. Scarf Landorus looks really solid. Even locking into Focus Blast looks really good. Now, maybe we see Superior come out. Are you going to be max speed? Who knows? Most likely, by the fact that you're coming out right now. Do I call your bluff or anything like that? I could. I totally could. But I'm just going to cudgel. I'm not going to overthink it. They're just going to Leaf Storm, which is fine. They may be choiced. And if they're choiced, I mean, this could be really tough for me. All right, +2 Leaf Storm probably just straight up knocks out my tails. I mean, I can go Lando here, right? Landorus, if they are not choiced, then I U-turn out. Maybe sack off the Bolt. Or I could go Bolt first and Thunderclap on them. No, I probably just go Landorus and U-turn out. I'm in a very rough position, though. I will tell you all of that. I'll just U-turn. If it's Scarfed, then it's I made a bad play. Or they'll just miss, maybe. And I'll just get smoked by Prof here. If they don't. So yeah, we either get smoked or I put myself in a position where I can see some stuff happening, potentially. As they withdraw, so perfect. We get this U-turn off. That aggressive play. They go out to the Mew. Is this thing weakness policy? Are we going to see that pop? It is, okay. Something I kind of expected, so probably DD. All right. Mew. You're some sort of nasty guy, right? Well, maybe not nasty plots, but nasty guy in general. I like going out to Tails here. Ninetales is able to do some damage. Based on that U-turn damage, they actually have a decent bit of HP investment. From what I'm looking at, I see that HP. So we can go Ninetales. I like being able to get up my Veil. I just knocked Mike. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. I think I'm going to Veil, and if they try to set up on me, I Encore them. And I can get myself into a position where I can set up with my Keldeo. So I'm going to Veil here. I did a decent bit. I did like 30% with that U-turn, so. I feel like max HP makes sense, even maybe more. I don't have that reliable recovery or anything. So who knows? But being +2/+2 is very scary. Definitely very scary for me. So we are faster. We get the Veil up. Do they Dragon Dance? Is that what you're going to be? It's stored power. Okay. That's fine. I think I will Encore on this turn, just in case they decide to try to set up on me a little bit more here. So we get them locked into the move. I just +2/+2. My stored power didn't 2-hit KO. I did not 2-hit KO my Tails with a Veil up. So what? They're not... It's hard to tell exactly what you are, right? After 2 of them, you did 250-ish. Maybe it's just 0 Spatak. I will just Blizzard on this turn. Get you down to 50-ish%. You're going to stored power me. And then Keldeo with the Veil up should be able to live. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go for a Trailblaze and see if this works. We will Trailblaze, get my policy going. Super duper fun set. Might not work here, but I can at least say that I tried. Trailblaze, weakness policy, Keldeo. So we're gonna get our speed boost. All right. +1 speed. Yep, we live. All right, we get the policy. Surf should easily knock this guy out now. So, I mean, they're in a pretty interesting position now, right? Because I air slash through a lot of Pokemon on their team. It's an interesting one. I could even air slash this turn. But I think we just surf here. It's fine. Yeah, we're going to take out the Mew. So yeah, we get at least 1 kill with this super fun set. Love to see it. Wish I was modest, though. I do. I do. But no matter. What are we going to see come out here? Is it going to be Annihilate? They're 0 HP, right? Air Slash should take them out, maybe? It's a roll. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken my cudgel damage on them before. It's a really interesting one here. They go out to it. Oh yeah, I can also flinch them here. That would be really funny. So we'll Air Slash. We'll see what happens. Are you going to be significantly bulky? I don't think so. I think your max attack at least. Right? Boom, we take him out. O-code with a crit. Oh, that might have mattered. It might have mattered, man. Depends on what your set was. I am sorry if it did. If you're no bulk, then it's a 7 out of 8 for me to knock it out. So who knows? What do we go out to next? Serp. Superior should always die to Air Slash as well. So I go for that here. If you're Choice Scarf, then you outrun me, but then you wouldn't have swapped earlier. Air Slash Keldeo here. We do hit. This thing's dead. All right. I think we're just going to sweep with Keldeo. That's so crazy. The crit definitely, like, might have mattered there. I am very curious to see what their set was. They got to Radom. This Pokemon easily dies to an Aura Sphere, so I'll go for it. They might pull a double, try to get HP back. Now this should die. Yes, they do. Man, Keldeo has been such an MVP for me this entire season. Like, what? I used to hate this Pokemon, but it's so good right now. It's been just insanely goated. Keldeo just reverse sweeping. I mean, that's a huge win for me. Sorry if that crit mattered, Prof. If you had significant investment, then it definitely did. I want to look before we go. If you're just max HP, you always live. So max HP always lives, then it would have been down to a flinch. So I still had outs, but not well. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Please be sure to check out my man Seth. We were talking so much crap for this. I'm glad I was able to back it up, but you know, a little bit of hacks went my way. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace.